Sure. You're welcome. Okay. All right. This is a good one.
I'm not sure if I sat in on it before with you.
I did this one up in Rock Hill.
Okay.
Okay, I have not done this one here.
Okay.
And this one is putting together some practicality. Okay, and that's why I like it.
Okay.
Cool.
Because there's like 3 different ones, but this one is really getting in front of the buyer and what you should have and what it should look like.
Okay.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah.
My name is Robin White.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Nicole.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
you.
Hey, Miriam. Hey. Okay,
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hi, I'm Miriam.
Nice to meet you.
Miriam, I'm impressed. Thank you. Now you're gonna make me nervous.
I just couldn't fit in.
Okay. I just want to get one thing before we start. And so she's scanning something. Because Miriam, you have not seen some of our materials here, correct?
I should look at my sweater. It's looking old.
Yeah, I know. It was frosty
I know.
yesterday morning. I was like, I don't want it to know oil on already. Get it to at least until Thanksgiving.
I know.
Layer up, everyone.
I just wake up in the morning and I'm all snuggled warm in my bed.
I know. Who wants to get out?
And then you want to get in. Right.
I forgot to call the propane people. And I was like, yeah, she's like, where's that butter? I'm like, oh my God, she's a worse. I forgot. I just like signed up for them, so I didn't do like their program where they just like sending you and taking out, sending you and taking out, like when they just come on the leaf thing. I was like, okay, let me do that because I'm flying in the shower.
Let's see what's going on.
I'll be in just a few minutes.
Okay. We got started a little bit late. But it's enough for all of us. And I'm going to ask that you give me an evaluation. Mary?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the board.
I get it. Because we're still working with new technology, I'm going to sit over here because I'm going to use my instructor manual. Okay, but the first thing is my name is Robin White. I have been in real estate for 21 years. I've been with Keller Williams now for 2 years and found it to be a very, very good move and fit for me. One of the things that I enjoyed with Keller Williams is that they have different career tracks. And one of them is I'm looking to become a certified trainer, which will allow me to nationally train as well as regionally. So these evaluations that I just gave you, be honest, critique me. I need to know. I need 75 of them. So with every class that I teach, I ask. Okay. So this is a lunch and learn. I don't know if anybody brought their lunch, but if you have coffee, whatever, please feel free.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay. So this one is win the buyer every time. And as you know, we are switching into a buyer's market. Okay. And our buyers now are much different than what they were even 5 years ago. The internet has been our friend and it's been our enemy all at the same time. HGTV, I hate with a passion because they do not set buyers up with.
Everyone thinks they're professional when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, they don't, but they're not truthful. you know, I know that it doesn't take maybe that one time you see 3 houses and then, we have an offer and it's accepted and there's no negotiation. And that even when they find things that on the inspection, the buyer is going to want to fix it. That would be the perfect world. We don't live in that. So one of the things with winning the buyer is win the buyer every time. We have to set the stage for success. One of the things, even though we have all kinds of information on the internet, buyers are still coming into us without an idea of what they need to do. And if we do not educate that buyer at the beginning, at the buyer's consultation, and I am very, 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 very adamant about this. As we are concerned about our own safety in this world, I don't know if you guys know about the realtor that just before Harvey hit went and saw a house. Of course, unfortunately, they found her murdered. One of the ways that I think that we have to, as agents, is raise the level of what people think we are. You don't meet your doctor on the street. You don't even meet your hairdresser on the street. We should never meet our clients at a house, whether it's vacant or even occupied. It's just not professional. And if we want to raise the level of our profession, come to our office. Now, I know we work in all kinds of areas, okay? But there is still a way that you can get a buyer into the office without making it seem like that, if they want to go into Sullivan, find a place that's safe. I started my business in Sullivan County. It was in Wirtsboro, but I sold a lot of Middletown, and of course I sold in Windsor. Wendy's became my go-to place. And if the bathroom was clean, a lot of my clients were coming up from the city, so I could offer them, hey, clean bathroom, you have to go to the back, have some privacy, but just that you are not meeting somebody at an empty property, okay? And if you know it's empty, and we've gotten away from it, but I suggest preview. Know your surroundings. If it's an area and you're new to this area, go, take a ride, find out what the neighborhood looks like, find out what's around. If you're talking about a subdivision with a house that's 3,000 square feet and everybody's gone because they work, you're out there by yourself, okay? So set the stage for success. Bring them, God bless you. Bring them into the office. You want to bring them into the office because you need to explain the home buying process. So much information. They're on Zillow, they're on Trulia, they're on Realtor.com, they're on your website, but they still don't know the process. They believe that they go out, they look at a house, they pick a house, and voila, they get to the closing table. Well, and I know that that is not true. So to get trust with your buyer, give them clear steps. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, we're going out today. You've told me you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. You'd like a yard, okay, but not too much. You'd like an updated kitchen and bath, but you are willing to do some work. Am I correct? So, if we find the house that you like today, our next step would be to do an inspection. I don't have all answers about your home that you like. However, if there are any questions, I will talk to the other agent. You're establishing already the trust that they're trusting me to represent them, okay, and what the process is. You have to know what their goals are. Are you looking to move by the end of the year, or are you looking next spring? Because during this time, and Miriam can attest to this, we get the people go, oh my God, I came up here for apple picking, and it's just beautiful. And I think I want to move. And you go, okay, so when would you like to move? Maybe by June. You're not gonna, you want to get them clear about their goals and what they need to be too. Because maybe they do want to move about June, but they're capable of moving by the end of the year. Once again, you won't find that out until you really have a conversation with them. So you want to explain If you're looking to move by June, you're out too early because the house that you fall in love with in November is not going to wait for you until June. So do you really want to go out and take a look? Or do you really want to take a look and then think about buying? Would you buy that house? Again, communication. Conducting a needs analysis. Anybody have an idea of what that is?
Yes, I do. I'm ready for now.
Good.
So I have 2 office appointments this week and 1 next week because I found that was my mistake in my first couple of clients that I had, was not bringing them to the office first, setting the expectation, establishing something professional, and then going out to the houses, and it was just kind of, they had no loyalty to me. So I printed out the needs analysis anyway so that they can also set expectations for themselves. They know what, and they've got a good one on the KW or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the needs analysis, the steps of the home buying process. You can set up a full package for them with houses. You can put houses in there that they might be interested in.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, ladies, could you introduce yourselves?
I'm Amanda. Hello.
Nicole.
I'm Nicole.
Nicole,
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
How are you?
Nicole, how long have you
My
been in
daughter-in-law's
business?
name is Amanda. I must forget that.
All right, good.
So you're brand new. Amanda
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
see, Amanda, you're not as new as you were.
Yeah, I'm not as new. I'm not the newest.
And
Okay.
Miriam, I will defer to you to some things because Miriam has been in
4
business.
years.
I've been in here a long time.
I remember you
Oh,
were
okay.
standing up at Fold. I remember you stayed standing up for a while.
Yeah. My youngest son is 34, so I've been in real estate since he was 32.
Okay.
Functionally active. I got my license when I discovered I was pregnant with Demetrius.
Wow,
Wow.
that's impressive.
And she's seen the business as such as I have changed so many.
And still here, that's what's
Yeah.
up. And still here.
You still always sometimes forget the rights and the wrongs. And so, you get lazy in doing what you're doing. So refreshers are always good. And following the ABCs is probably the right thing to do all the time. Don't let it slip. But and then I guess we'll move on to that.
Well, yes, defining expectations. When we are meeting with buyers, they have their expectations. And like I said, they're gaining it from so many different ways. Years ago, they would walk in and they would listen to anything and everything that the realtor says, except for if there was Uncle Bob and Aunt Susie, who was also in the background telling them things. Now they get information 24/7. They're riding the train, they're reading Zillow. They're in their office on break, they're looking at Realtor.com. They're coming home and they're discussing it around the table off of your app. And by the way, does everybody have their app downloaded to their phone? Please, please, please share that app. It is such a powerful tool for you, especially when you're out, because sometimes something lists, you don't have it, but it locates you. It tells you where you are and what's listed around you.
Is that answer?
Now there's another thing called HomeSnap that does that, but our app does it too. So, but HomeSnap, you can.
No, I had the host have, but what happened? You're saying?
The KW app that is going to upload like your picture, you as an agent, and then you can give it to your client and say, here, download my mobile app. You can designate them as you
That's
as their
just from
agent.
the MyKW.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
that.
It's
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt what you're saying.
It's the KW Realty app, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
just find yourself as an agent. So then every time they open it up, you're their agent. So anything that they see through here, they're going to contact their agent, which is you.
Yeah, cool. Okay, awesome.
So in defining the expectations, also define how you work, okay? Because they're used to instant gratification, you're not going to, and explain to them up front, do not text me at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. I'm not going to answer you, okay? Do not text me at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you do not want a text or a phone call at that time, please give them how you work. This is the way I do business. My hours are between 9 and 5. You can reach me up to 7 o'clock in the evening. I do not make any appointments on Sunday. I do work Monday, Tuesday, actually, through Saturday. Because my Monday is my day that I do all my paperwork and stuff. I really don't want to make appointments. Now, in case there's an inspection and we need something done, then there's some flexibility. But I work by appointment. These are the times that you can reach me. Sometimes when you text me or call me, I might not be able to answer you because I'm out with other clients and I'm giving them my undivided attention. So I will get back to you. If you set that up with your buyers at the beginning, now they're not frustrated because you're not answering every text or every phone call. You've already set up the expectation that you're not available 24/7. When I first got into the business, you can call me anytime. Well, no, I'm not taking the phone call because you will have people who will at 11 o'clock at night. Okay, or I'll call you at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not talking to you. It's not advisable for me to talk to you at that time.
Yeah.
That's a very dangerous time. Okay, I might be liable to say things that are not professional, especially at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
Yeah. So, don't be afraid to tell your clients, this is the way I do business. This is the way I work. This is how you can contact. Also, find out, how do they expect you to contact them? Are they text people? Our millennials would rather text you than talk to you. Okay. Those who are a little bit older want a detailed email. All right. Then there are people who want to hear your voice. So, explain. I text, I email, I phone call. I use carrier pigeon if you really need it. However, what is the best way? And what are the hours you want me to get back? Always make sure that you have more than one number for them, because we all tend to use cell phones, and most of us have that. But there are times when you're at work and they cannot pick up their cell phone. So give that work number, okay? Because when you're in negotiation, anything can happen. All right, get an exclusive agreement signed. I get an exclusive buyer's agreement signed every time. I set out to tell them what my fiduciary duty is. I also get to them to let them know what they have to do for me. That I'm asking for their loyalty. I'm asking for their truth. Okay? I mean, you have the ones who, you get into pre-qualification. And you have to ask them, so what does that credit score look like? Do we have any issues? Now, I have to tell you, something just happened to me on the reverse side. I had a seller, and he was really ready and able, so I thought, and his title came back. Well, when his title came back, he owes more on judgments than he can sell his place for. Now, I also have the buyer. So now my buyer gave up their apartment, has their stuff in storage, and is living with a friend, and the seller cannot close. Ask for more information. And if you have that little sneaky feeling that something's wrong, 10 to 1, something's wrong. It was a little squirrely, but there was one that he didn't know that he had. So with your buyers, once again,
Do you know about any other of the ones that he had, or?
I just found out, and no, I did not know. I did not know. Okay.
Yeah.
So also, get that exclusive buyers agency signed, because when you have something like that, that the tendency is they want to pull away from you, they can't, because you've already did your homework. You said, look, we're going to work until we find a home in this area, because you define your area. You define the time and how long you want to work with them. So I always give them 6 months, because I feel as a buyer's agent that if I can't find you a home in 6 months, either it doesn't exist on the market or you really don't want to buy it. Okay, because that's, to me, is enough time for me to find a location. And so you'll close in 6 months. I give you 6 months in which to time. And that will save you. There's been a couple of times that I've been paid because I've had a buyer's agency exclusive sign. It is defendable in court, even though people think it is not. It is a legal document.
So if they go and buy a house for somebody else and you have that agreement,
It all depends, it's a case by case.
Okay,
Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not.
right,
Okay, because most of the time, if they've gone to another agent, you probably need to lose them anyway, because they really weren't loyal. But if they go and buy a house that you've shown them with another agent, yes, you do have the right to stay.
okay.
Okay, there's times to fight it and there's times not to. But I believe in giving them at all times. And delivering a stellar buyer's consultation. The more information that you have after you come out of your interview, the more you can keep them on track to what they want. Discuss lender pre-qualification. And really you have to tell them the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. And more banks are doing the pre-approval opposed to pre-qualification. Because quite honestly, pre-qualification is me saying, I made $80,000 a year, you checked my credit score, and I did my taxes last year. A pre-approval is where the bank is saying, I want to see your taxes, give me your pay stubs, I'm checking your credit, and I'm running you through underwriting, okay, a pre-underwriting to just see where you are. The more they're qualified, the better off that you do not get the surprise at the end that says, by the way, they are not qualified. But also it explains and sets up a relationship with whoever mortgage person you might recommend with them, because now you have a relationship with that so that you know what's happening. Because there are some people who have the money, have the credit score, but there might be a blip that they can't buy right now. You want them to be able to work it through, and you want to be able to know that. Because in 3 months, they're going to buy, and you want to make sure that they come back to you.
So pre-qualify is just chit chat about what their
It's
financial
usually-
is, but
right.
the pre-approval is like the bank saying, you're good to go.
Providing you find the house that, meets the criteria.
Yeah, I'm just doing the terminology.
Yeah.
So I was just says yesterday morning, I'm like, we were both like, I think we have it backwards. It's but
Okay, set up the consultation appointment, CTO. And that's basically, and I have to try to manage this and this at the same time.
No, I haven't.
Well, that, I wanted you to see it.
Yeah, I
So,
did.
yeah.
I printed one. That one's the one that you can
Yeah, you can download
customize
that.
it. You can customize it, right?
Yes.
For your
Yes,
specific client, you can put their name on it.
Yes.
You can do,
and that's on our personal website. That's not on the MLS, right?
no, that's not on the MLS. That
no,
is
that's
what.
on.
my kid, right?
Okay, and when you do what you want to do is prepare a home buying packet. And home buying packet will have that's one of the things that I like to use. How to, the buyer's guide. I also like to have all my information in there, my disclosure, okay? And I definitely have my buyer's, agreement in there. I also like in my home buyer packet, whatever houses that I have for them, I put in the client tour so that they can see it, because I like them to have that copy, because when we go out, I want you to rate it, okay, so I want you to see. Depending on where, sometimes I will put something in from tourism, if they're in an area, say Warwick, okay, which has a lot of little quaint shops and different things. I'll throw in a couple of brochures. I also put in my home buying packet, my home inspectors, 3 home inspectors, because I try to get them ready for the next step. I also put in my home buying packet, my resume. I want them to know who I am, okay, and what I'm about. I also put in there mortgage names, okay, and then I keep a list of resources. If they've done home inspection and they need an electrician. So I have 3 names of electricians. I have 3 names of plumbers. I have 3 names of different, resources that I have, painters. Because, and I don't necessarily put it in the home buying packet at the beginning because they don't need it, but I do give that information out to them.
There's a new app too, for like painters and plumbers and all that stuff, that just came through, Homekeeper, and you can actually have them download that.
I
And you
prefer to
can
give
put your
out people
own-
that I know with their working qualification, because if
Right.
I'm recommending them,
Right,
okay, I'm gonna know who I'm recommending.
but you can put your people in here. Like,
I have
I
home
have-
people, but I haven't played with them.
Yeah, like I just started playing with it, so you can either use the default recommended, ones, or if you have a database of
Mhm.
whatever, you can put those in there, and then you just share the app with your home buyer, so that it tells them when it's time to change the batteries in the smoke alarm, when it's time to check the
Right, that
CO2.
sends out things, that's a good, easy step.
Yeah. So, like, if they really, get in the product, then this way they've got the resource right there. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we want to set the stage also for success by scripts. When I first came to KW and we were talking about scripts, I had already been in a couple of coaching programs and knew about them, but was not necessarily a lover of scripts. For people who are involved, because there are so many scripts that are in there, once you learn them, you will find yourself saying them, and they work. Okay, I have to say they work. So when you set the stage and you have your scripts, so that you never have to stumble over anything, here's an example. For instance, before we get started, I'd like to share my mission with you. Our mission is to help you achieve your goals, exceed your expectations. By doing this, we hope you would never hesitate to refer us to your friends, family, or coworkers. Therefore, at the end of our meeting today, one of three things will happen. And then you explain. Now, one of the reasons why I love this script is it's already setting them up to refer people to you. Okay, when you're doing a deal with the buyer, ask for the referrals, because what are they doing? They are talking about, oh my God, I'm buying a house. I love the house. I've been in this area. Ask them. A lot of times we do not. We just focus on that one buyer, but that deal is going to end. So you want to ask them. One, you will understand the benefits I can provide to you, or if you're on a team, my team can provide with you, and you will choose to hire me, and that would be great. Two, you may not understand all the benefits I can provide to you, and you may choose not to hire me, and quite honest, that wouldn't be so great. And three, I may choose not to represent you in the purchase of your new home. Don't be afraid of that line, because there are some times you will meet people that you know right off the bat, this is not going to be a good relationship. Let them understand that you are a choice. They can hire you, but you're also hiring them to represent you. Okay? And I have said, you know what, I don't think this is a good fit. I'd like to refer you to another agent. Because what I have found is that when you know that you're not going to have a good fit, what happens at the end is you're frustrated, they're frustrated, and they don't buy from you anyway. So you might as well say, you know what, I don't think I'm a good fit. I have another agent. Then you get a referral fee. Then finding out 6 months later that they bought a house with another agent from another company because you guys didn't fit. Also, when you say this, most of us want to be accepted. So when you say to them, I may choose not to represent you, what does that put in your mind? I may choose not to represent you, Nicole. I may choose not to represent you.
The interview as well, just to make sure that everyone's coinciding by being on the same page.
Well, no. If I say to you, I may not, you know what, Nicole, one, two, or three things might happen. Okay, you may hire me, or you may not hire me, and I may choose not to represent you. What does that do? What does that do for you, Amanda?
Well, I want you to want me, so I'm gonna be on my best behavior, and I'm gonna want you to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't want to be protected.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's like, when you mean they choose to represent me? Why wouldn't you represent me? I want you to represent me.
Right.
You're going to get on the team. You're going to listen to me, okay? You're going to, that changes the mindset right there, because they come in with this attitude of, you're just a real estate agent, you're going to open up the door. No, I would choose not to represent you.
I might find that you're too difficult to a client to work with. You throw too many objections out, so you're not really ready to buy. And then you're wasting my time, you're spinning my wheels. So I'm not bringing you up here so you can go apple picking. We're going
Exactly.
fun looking.
Right. So yeah, I might choose not to represent you. Let them know. Let them know. Okay, are we serious? Are we buying a house? If you were buying a house, we're good. If you're here just to spin my wheels, no, I have other clients that need my
things
yeah,
to do.
exactly.
My family.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
But it's true. We tend to. Nobody wants a desperate person. And you know, if we're going to be professional, if we're going to do this and raise the level of our profession, then let's do it completely. An attorney might not represent you, okay? A doctor might refer you to somebody else. You know, that happens. So the same with us. Bring it up front. Bring it up front. Okay, again, let me explain why I would say that. Remember, our mission is to help you achieve our goals and exceed your expectations. Well, if at any time during our meeting today, I feel like I cannot achieve your goals or exceed your expectation, I'd rather turn you down now than let you down later. And we can part as friends. That's a great script. That gets you off the hook, that tells the client exactly what you're looking to do and why you might not choose. You know, so that they're not insulted. Great, let's get started. Explain buyer's agency. Please, please, please. I want you to download the buyer agency agreement. Read it. Read it. Talk to yourself and fill out each one. I do a class that explains it and fills it out. I'm not doing it here, but you be comfortable with it. You are worth every dime that you get paid. You sit, you research, you spend your gas, you spend your time, you use your expertise and your education to bring about a meeting of the minds. If you are doing a for sale by owner, because that's what they see, then you're worth them paying you. And there's many ways in which they can do that. Do not be afraid of your commission. You earn every dime. We're probably one of the few professions that do all the work up front with not a dime given to us. And then you get to the closing table and someone wants to cut your commission. Not happening. But you let your buyer know, I'm here for you. I'm giving you my fiduciary duty. If there's a for sale by owner and that's something that you want to go for, that's great. I'll do even more in the above, because actually you work harder on a deal like that because there's nobody on the other side, okay? And you almost do both jobs. So I make X amount of commission. Let's sign that. As a buyer's agent, I'm giving you my fiduciary duty. I'm giving you my loyalty, my confidentiality. I'm doing my due diligence for you. I'm working for you. I deserve my commission. So put it up there in front. A lot of people get that sign and they never discuss commission. You're doing yourself a disservice. Learn it, read it, and feel comfortable with it. Because after all, we're not in this business for free. Okay, this is your business. This is your bread and butter. This is how you earn your money. So if you're going to work as a buyer's agent, get that sign. If you're not working as a buyer's agent, get that sign. Whenever you're working with a buyer. You can, as you know, I'm a little adamant about that. Walk through the state disclosures. Understand your state disclosures. They say here, don't ask them to sign any documents yet. I disagree with that. When you're in the buyer's consultation, because once you move out of that office where you have their undivided attention and now they're moving and on about houses, it's very hard to get them to understand what you told them at 10 o'clock and it's now 1 o'clock. And now you're trying to get documents signed. They just want to see the offer, okay? I get mine signed up front. Unless I have someone who I'm thinking I do not want to work with, I get my state disclosure signed, but I will not do my exclusive. Okay, because if they have better turn out like I think they are, I don't want to be signed to Okay. An overview. Explaining the home buyer process. Anybody that wants to add to the home buying process? What would you want as a buyer? What would you want explained to you? Nothing. If you were coming in to buy your first house, what would you want to know about the realtor? Nothing. Okay, then I've explained that well. Okay, research the process. Go over, especially when you're first dealing with buyers and it's okay to practice. It's okay to ask a fellow realtor, hey, listen to my presentation. Okay, am I giving enough information? Do I have? When you create your home buying book or your buyer book, have someone look at it. Because sometimes when you make typos, there's information that maybe we should include in it. Have another more experienced realtor take a look at it. Your properties. Take your time. If you do not know where the property is, now we have GPS, which does not always send you in the right direction. Okay, but I had the hacks room where I had to learn that G4, it intersected. Oh, it was crazy. So what I did is I previewed the properties, or I found the route. On the MLS, when you're making appointments, it will give you a smart route. Take a look at it, run through it, because it's very nice to get the confidence of the buyer feeling they're in an area they don't know. They're scared. They don't know where they are, and if you don't know where you are, it doesn't give confidence to them. So take that time. If you have a Saturday appointment, so take an hour on Friday and go preview. I know when Miriam and I both came into business, we had to do it. Mm-hmm. That was an absolute. I think you show your professionalism, okay, when you know where you're going. If the GPS is going rerouting, their GPS is going rerouting. That does not do it.
I put in the wrong address in the GPS, and I was like, this is not where we're supposed to be. They showed me where to go.
So, just take that time, do your research. Market conditions and inventory. Know your inventory. If they're looking to buy a house in Monroe for $250,000, okay, there might be only 5 houses on the inventory. Go suggest some other things. Maybe you might want to go up and exit and look at Washingtonville. It's not going to make a lot on your drive time. Okay, you want to know your market condition. Are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? Get them really familiar with what's happening. Because the more that you show your professionalism of what you know about the market, A, they will trust you. B, they will buy from you. C, they will refer others to you. And that's something, because you're always looking to build your business. Because after you close one house, you need to have something else in the pipeline. The offer. Explain to them about the offer. Explain the contract. Explain the negotiation process. Especially when you have people who are not from this area or from this country. People from different countries negotiate differently. I just had a situation that had an accepted offer, and now they wanted to renegotiate the process. I'm like, no, this is America. That's not what we do. Okay. They wanted $5,000 off because they realized the place didn't have a washer and dryer. A washer and dryer is not a necessity to sell a house. A refrigerator stove is, but not the washer and dryer. So just because a place does not have a washer and dryer doesn't mean that you go back and renegotiate the deal. Okay, so explain those points of negotiation. Once we get to an accepted offer, we have an opportunity, possibly, with what we find with our inspection. The inspection is for their information only. This is in New York State, it's buyer beware. The buyer has to find out whatever information. They make the choice on whether they want to handle it. So if in an inspection they find out that the roof needs to be replaced in 3 years, it is not the responsibility of the seller to reduce their price. It is now, you can ask, and maybe there could be some negotiation on it, but there's no reason, for the seller to do that. Because the seller says, I'm not replacing a roof on a house that I'm not gonna live in.
Now, is that something that if that comes up in an inspection, and then the sellers find out about it, the deal falls apart, and then they have a new buyer that's coming to look, and now they know that the roof has got to be replaced in 3 years, is that something that needs to be disclosed to?
The listing agent can say, well, we had an inspection and the deal fell, and it was because of the roof. However, my seller's not going to fix it. It's as is. Okay?
Right,
Or-
as long as they disclose it.
Yes,
Okay.
it would be nice if they do, but
Right.
not necessarily.
Okay.
But we have to say that.
The Disclosure Act is that the seller has to tell you, and you as a listing agent are responsible if the
Right.
seller tells you. But if the seller doesn't tell you and you don't know, and they don't sign off on that disclosure form, it's what can be discovered in an inspection.
Okay,
And in the inspection of the premises, that's when either the negotiations re-begin, because it's not that he didn't disclose, it's because you or your client or whatever discovered this was a default or a defect in the house. But there are a few things that you really need to be a little bit careful about in disclosure. And I don't think I'm going to go into that right now. But there's certain things you must disclose.
okay,
For example, if you're down on Nelson Road in Greenwood Lake, that is a brownfield. That is a Superfund cleanup site.
okay,
It's big signage right there.
yeah,
So you have to let them know, this has all been cleaned up. However, some people have some reservations about blah, blah, blah. It is a beautiful countryside. You're there, you can do things to your well, whatever. But you have to kind of let them know that. You can't take them into a site and say, oh, I didn't know that.
No,
Right,
something like that,
okay.
no. But what she was asking is after you find first deal falls, second
Yeah.
deal is there, do you as a listing agent disclose it to the next deal coming in?
right,
That's
The
another thing
obligation
you
is
have
to
to
your seller,
Yes.
but in discovery, once it's discovered that this is what it is, it's your obligation
right.
to let someone else know. And the seller can't say, I didn't know anymore.
Right.
Because
But you would say you represent the seller. If the seller says he's not going to fix it, it's going to be as is.
Right,
It means you do want to say, here's what we disclosed, here's what we found in an inspection, but here's the position of my seller, and that they're not going to do, or what they are going to do. Okay?
by the same token, let me just share this with you. I have a listing. It's a short sale. It's in Washingtonville. It's a really cute house. I know that there's an open CO. The CO was pulled. The guy did the right thing all the way through. And then at the end, when they called in the building inspector refused to give them the certificate of occupancy because here's the stair tread, here's the riser. Now, if the house was built with the riser open,